Welcome to Mindfulness Monday, episode 10. 10. I can do that. It's easy to count, isn't it? 10 of these I've been doing in a row. How cool is that? Well, I think it's cool anyway. It might not be as cool for you watching, but that's okay. So this week I want to talk about the importance of self-love. And before your mind goes in that direction, if you're that way inclined, that's not what I'm talking about. I am talking about the kind of self-love, and if you want to give it a different name, self-care, which we really need to apply to ourselves in order to be effective and productive and happy and feel loved and all the other stuff which goes with it. And it's something which, in my experience, I haven't done traditionally enough for myself, and the people I work with haven't done traditionally enough for themselves. And it's about turning that round to really make sure that looking after you allows you to support other people. I'm sure you've heard the term or the phrase that, if you're on a plane and the oxygen mask drop down, you always put your mask on first. A lot of the people I work with come from a place of healthcare where they are looking after other people. And so they go to a completely different place. They put other people before they put themselves. And I'm not saying that's wrong, but it's also not going to help you in the long term to be completely selfless and not look after yourself as well. And when I'm working with clients and we're really talking about how they can look after themselves more and how that can help them to look after other people, I show them this diagram. And I don't want to draw it out. It might be on a piece of paper, or I might do it on my Remarkable, sharing the screen, or I might show them this, which I've got already as a PDF. And it's this continuum where at one end, so as I'm looking at the screen on the far right, you've got selfless. That's you helping people, doing things for other people. On the far left, you've got selfish. And in the middle, you've got self-love / self-care, whichever name you want to give it. And what I say to people is that, you can sit in that place of selfless and help other people. And as a healthcare professional, maybe that is the way you want to go. As a coach, maybe that's the way you want to go. You want to help other people. But without looking after yourself, that bit in the middle, self-love, self-care, you're not going to be able to keep looking after and helping other people. You can't pour from an empty cup. It's probably a good phrase to use at this point. But one of the things which stops people from going from selfless to self-love and self-care is a couple of things. And, a couple of things we commonly talk about. One is, I'm a professional. It's my job to look after other people, and I have to put other people before me. That was a hard-fought lesson for me, and I realized that when I was in business and I was running my private podiatry practice, I couldn't put everyone in front of me all the time, because then I end up getting to a point of burnout. And that selfless side looks like burnout if you're not careful. You push it to the point where you burn out. And if you burn out, you're no good to anyone at all. The other thing which people often talk about is, if I start to kind of do things for me, I look selfish. People think I'm being selfish. And I get that. I absolutely get that. And I get that because when you are the kind of person who is on the selfless side, absolutely on the selfless side, what happens is that when you do move along that continuum towards self-care and self-love, all those people around you who've been used to you doing things for them go, oh, you're just being selfish. You're not looking after me anymore. I don't see that you should be looking after yourself. Therefore, you're being selfish. And that's really hard as a person who likes to help other people, who likes to be known for helping people, as a healthcare professional, a coach, a therapist, whatever it is. You don't like to be thought for a moment that you might be being selfish in your actions. And what I would say to you is, if you're watching this and you're going, yeah, that kind of makes sense, is that, or that's the reason that I am selfless and I don't go to the point of self-care and self-love, is because I'm scared that people will think I'm selfish. What I will say is that is entirely on the other person. That is not on you. It is not selfish to look after yourself. It's not selfish to take a break, to give yourself some energy back, and to take a time away from the work you do and how you help other people. It's not selfish to say no to people. In fact, and I did this on a video recently on one of my quick daily days, is actually saying no to people can often be in service to them and can really help them. Somebody who views you as being selfish because you're not being selfless and you're helping yourself, that's entirely on them, and you need to hand it back to them so that they can take that and deal with that themselves. But if you're watching this and you're thinking, you know what, I am helping other people, I feel like I'm working really hard to help other people, and actually I'm at the point of burnout, and I've been reading a lot around this for my MSc and the mindfulness stuff, is it's important that you recognize that. That's the first thing, awareness. It's important you recognize it, and it's important that you look at what gives you back the energy you need to help other people. And my invitation to you would be, if you're feeling that you are at a point of selfless, if you're feeling that you're burnt out and you've got zero energy left and you can't help yourself, let alone other people, now is the time to step into a place of self-care. How that looks to you, I don't know. That could look many, many different ways. But I would literally take stock. I would take a step back from what you're doing and actually take stock of where you are, take stock of where you want to be, and start to map out some ways in which you can care for yourself. If other people don't like it, that's on them. But you've got to look after you before you can look after other people. And the obvious call to action is, if you're struggling with that and you need some help with it and you want to have a conversation about it, give me a shout. You can find me in DMs. You can find me at hello@davethecoach.co.uk. That's the work I do with people, is I help them to be able to look after themselves, so that way they can actually be selfless and help other people further down the line. Hope that helps. See you later.